Well, good morning, everybody. Today is July 21st. Now, what I want to do is I want to bring this controversial topic that seems to be coming up, and it is about Gaia.com. I guess David Wilcock is leaving because he's saying it has turned into the Luciferian agenda, and that is important for anyone getting caught up in that trap. And even Laura Eisenhower has talked about the negative elements going on there as well. So what I'm going to do today is just bring you this report and just bring more knowledge to the table. Here we go.
The show went forward on the Gaia Network despite my public attestations of the evidence that pedophilia, human sacrifice, cannibalism, and Luciferianism are being practiced in elite circles. See, he knows. This stuff is happening. Anyway, David Wilcox goes on to say the marketing and production of this Lucifer propaganda has continued unabated, he said, by Gaia. And this is why I'm not willing or able to allow Gaia access to my YouTube channel ever again. All sense of trust and honor has been destroyed.
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to bring you, that information. But what I want to really do is I love this very inspiring ending that Mike has put in here. So let me cue it up and we'll play it to the end. And of course, I'll leave you the link and you can go through the whole thing. But be aware that the Gaia.com seems to be going into the Luciferian direction. So that's the main thing here. And to be aware of that. He does talk about a guy, too, that had an afterlife experience and came back and said that Earth is the only real evil place in the whole universe, and it truly is a testing ground, and he's going to talk about that right now. So let me cue it up, and let's see if we can get dialed right in. Okay, here we go.
I've talked about it's because this is a testing ground. This is a testing ground. Your life experience is so short, so comic almost, but it's a testing ground to see what you're made of.
There you go.
Are you the kind of person who will just easily give in to evil? When you go along with evil, the seduction of being famous and wealthy, as long as you go along with a Luciferian agenda, because most people will choose that path if it is available to them, but a few people will resist it. A few people will resist at any cost. They will never ally themselves with Satan. They will never give in to evil forces. They will always stand for enlightenment and consciousness and healing and transparency, knowledge, all these things, truth. Those people are very hard to come by, very difficult to find. And the only thing that can make you one of those people is by you deciding to be one of those people yourself. Making that decision and then backing it up with an internal momentum to say that I will never be taken astray off this course. I will never give in to evil, even if it kills my physical body in this world. Because this is a short-term test. This lifetime is over in the blink of an eye. What matters is what you're recording on your soul for all of eternity, beyond this life, what you take to that next level of existence. Because you're going to take the record of what you did here. You will be judged. You will judge yourself. And you will judge yourself with a vividness and a level of clarity that you never had at your disposal in this life. And you will see what you have done, and you will know whether you are a good person or an evil person. And sad to say, I think 80 to 90% of the scumbags walking around on this planet today have given in to evil. They've given in to the seduction. They are not willing to fight for the future of their soul or the future of enlightenment. Nothing. They just want the easy path. They've joined the dark side. They're part of the global elite. They're part of the child trafficking rings. They're part of Hollywood. They're part of the everything, the radical left-wing media that covers up for the pedophilia that's happening in Washington, D.C. 80 to 90% of the population, I think, they're already in bed with evil.
Yeah.
And there may be 10 to 20% that refuse to do that.
That's right.
So those are my thoughts. Hopefully it should be obvious, of course, I consider myself among the 10 or 20%. I'm willing to to do whatever it takes to continue fighting for enlightenment consciousness, to resist evil, and to bring pathways for knowledge and enlightenment to other beings on our planet. That's why I've launched Real.video. That's why I publish 300 plus websites, including naturalnews.com, counterthink.com, and many others. I know a secret. It doesn't matter what happens to me physically in this lifetime. It's irrelevant. What matters is the decision that you make in your soul, in your spirit.
That's right.
Because that decision is like a gemstone. That's what you take with you. That's what survives the death of every physical body. Physical bodies come and go. You come from the earth and you return to dust. You are a temporary animation of the physical elements of a planet imbued with a non-physical spirit, where your memory has been wiped because you're here for a test to find out who you really are.
That's right.
And you can't even do that test accurately if you remember how you got here. That's why we're born with no memories, I think. We're born with a fresh perspective, and through life, you find out who you are, and then you take that record with you. And there's going to be a lot of people disappointed at who they are, because when they die and they face that judgment and they see who they are, they're going to see an ugly, stinking demon in front of them in the mirror, because that's what they are. Many, many examples of that. But thankfully, there will be a few, who are like angels, some who are fighting for, I don't know if fighting is the right metaphor, but it is a fight. It's a battle, fighting for things that really matter in our world. I believe that most of you watching this are in that 10 to 20% as well. And so you and I will meet each other one day beyond this realm, if you think about it, because our souls are aligned on the same path. And I honor every person who's on that same path. Every person, bless you. I thank you. God thanks you. You're working for the divine. You are living in a society that despises you. You're living in a society that has turned to the dark side, a society full of hatred and violence and deception and insidiousness at every level. And yet you persist day to day doing what matters. That's right. And so I honor you and I bless you for your work. I ask for your continued support.
Okay, so now the other thing, when he talks about the insidious nature of the Luciferian agenda, I've talked about the wireless so many times. This is so insidious. It seems like an innocent device. It is not. It is bringing the 5G. It is assisting the pedophiles because they use wireless cell phones and cryptocurrency to trade these children and the illegal drugs, etc. And I know, you probably get annoyed at me talking about it, but it's just how Satan works. He controls the airwaves. This is really, I believe, because this Wi-Fi is what's going to destroy us. And that's all part of that insidious plan. I just want to re-mention it. And that's why I work so hard to try to explain the evils of Wi-Fi. It's meant to destroy your redemption. And you can see it if you look closely. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to bring you the information. I'm going to leave you that link down below. And everybody, have a good day. And I will talk to you later. Okay? Bye-bye.